Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy, Don Benito, all the way from Dar es Salaam. There's a reason why I'm saying that, because guess what? You will not guess who was here in Dar es Salaam a couple of days ago. Yes, it is Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I'm telling you, I'm about to unleash some bombas on you that are going to be interesting. Anyway, no, this is not news per se, but I don't think a lot of the football world are going to be talking about this. And because I am Tanzanian in Dar es Salaam, this made sense. This makes absolute sense for me to present to you guys. Now, we are going to be talking about Sir Jim in Dar es Salaam. What is that all about? Mama Samia, our president, with Manchester United jersey, messages from Ruben Amorim and Sir Alex Ferguson. We are going to dive into that. What was that all about? I'm excited. Then we're also going to be talking about Ruben Amorim's presser, where he was discussing Bruno Fernandes. Do you think that Bruno Fernandes is being overplayed? And if so, what is the solution? Because he is our ace. He is the player that we just cannot do without. How do you rotate Bruno Fernandes? I say you don't, but we will get more into that. Onana. We need to discuss Onana because there are certain things that are happening. It looks like Onana is a little bit scared about losing his position for this weekend. It seems like Ruben Amorim is contemplating whether he's going to start with Onana or start with Altay Biende. We'll jump more into that as well. And last but not least, I wanted to give a special shout out to my favorite defender. And you all know, if you guys have been with us for a very long time, you guys know that I was excited about Leny Yoro. And because of the game that he played during the week, I just wanted to give him a special shout out. As I always said, he's our best defender, and he had a very good game, and I want to give him a shout out. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it. So, Thursday, Manchester United faces Olympique Lyon in France. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I saw the Glazer brothers. I think I saw Joe and Avram, because I didn't start the game. I didn't see these guys. I didn't see the pleasantries and all that stuff. So during the game, I did see the camera pan to those guys, and I thought to myself, whoa, what's that all about? What are they doing here? Why are they doing here now? Maybe they are in France on holiday. Maybe they decided to just come and check them out. I don't know. I never saw Sir Jim. Now I don't know if Sir Jim was not there on purpose, or I just didn't see him because the cameras didn't show him. However, yesterday, day before, we get news that Sir Jim is at Ikulu. Ikulu is the White House of Tanzania, the State House of Tanzania, and he's having a meeting with Mama Samia, our president. And from initial reaction I got was, God, is this a sign? Are you bringing Manchester United close to me so that your son, me, Benito, the chosen one, can be seen and somehow get connected with, I had this fantasy because I swear to you, Sir Jim, Mama Samia, like, whoa, you understand? And I am that guy who loves Manchester United, and I'm just thinking to myself, what's going on? Are we on the cusp of, like, well, not me, but, is my club going to be closer to me than I actually thought? I was just having all these things, and I just thought, oh my God, this is brilliant. This is beautiful. So I read the article, and I find out that there's going to be a mutual relationship, or mutual. I don't want to say mutual because there's money that's going to be involved. Now, my initial reaction, like I said, I was excited. Sir Jim in Tanzania We're always talking about Sir Jim, Manchester United. What's going on? So it turns out that Sir Jim is here. The meeting basically that he had with our president was a meeting that was based on it was focused on strengthening cooperation in wildlife and conservation and exploring opportunities in sports development in Tanzania. Now I'll go on that last bit, that sports part in Tanzania. But then also this main point of strengthening cooperation in wildlife conservation, and like I'm trying to sit here and understand what is the angle. Because number one, I love my club. Number two, I also love my country. I'm not into politics like I should be. I listen, I pay attention, but I'm not a politician. And I'm not even going to try and start getting into the nitty-gritty of things. But this looks very similar to what Rwanda and Arsenal did with the Visit Rwanda. You know what I'm saying? Because Sir Jim coming to Mama Samia, one of the countries in Africa, East Africa, with the biggest wildlife, if not the country with the biggest game reserves or wildlife in Africa, to come and collaborate for some reason. So I don't know how Manchester United is going to help strengthen the cooperation in that wildlife aspect. I don't know how they're going to do. I don't know how Ineos is prepared to do that, because I don't see them in that lane. However, for Tanzania, my country, this is a very big opportunity, because like I mentioned before, just like what Arsenal did with Rwanda, the Visit Rwanda, this is the same kind of deal. Because it turns out that Manchester United, remember the financial difficulties that we've been experiencing this season and ever since these guys took over. This is another one of their initiatives or their strategies on trying to get money or trying to get some sort of sponsor. Now, I'm not a politician, and any Tanzanian here that is a politician or anybody that listens to the Glory Reds, listen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe my country has got enough. I don't think my country has got money to waste, basically. Like, the Glazers fuck my country, and then now my country, no, the Glazers fuck my club, and now my country is there to help them, bail them out. That's how I see it. Because it turns out that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is seeking about like a sponsorship for like 20 million, right? That Visit Rwanda deal with Arsenal is about 10 million a year. Meaning, Rwanda is paying Arsenal, not Arsenal paying Rwanda. We are paying them, because what's going to happen is then I'm assuming you're going to get billboards and little signs that say visit Tanzania, or visit Kilimanjaro. I don't know what slogan they're going to use, but I'm assuming it's within that sense. And look, for my country, this is huge exposure, because Manchester United, number one, is one of the biggest clubs, if not the best club, when it comes to marketing and all that stuff. The Glazers have nailed that down when it comes to that. The marketing and everything when it comes to Manchester United, broadcasting, advertising, they are on point. So for Tanzania, my country, to associate itself with Manchester United just further brings in that attention that I'm assuming the president of my country is seeking. I'm assuming she's looking for more tourism, more people, more eyes on Tanzania, because that's what's going to happen. If we get a slogan there that's visit Tanzania or whatever, it's going to be all over Old Trafford, blah, blah, blah. And let's just say they're still in the same contract with Manchester United when the stadium is built. Imagine that huge stadium, right? Plastering all over. Visit Tanzania, visit Tanzania, visit Tanzania, visit Tanzania. Now, right here, right now, the deal seems like it is bullshit, because it's like, look, the financial situation that Manchester United is having right now is right now. And these avenues they're taking, trying to get money, It's them seeking help. Do you understand? And I don't want my country, which I believe we don't have that money to waste, honestly. I mean, it's beneficial in the long run. Like, if I honestly believe in the long run, it's going to boost tourism in Tanzania. I truly, truly believe it. But then if the country is the one that's removing 20 million every year so that we can have Visit Tanzania posted on all over Manchester United, does my country have that 20 million? I don't think so. There are certain things that need to be happening in our country here where that 20 million can be used. Not for Sir Jim, not for Ineos, not for Manchester United. Now that's where I'm split. Because I love my country. I'm a patriot. And then at the same time, I love my club. I love my club more than you can imagine. My club is my religion. Now, I understand the situation that my club is going through right now. Am I going to be that guy that's just going to sit there and be like, nah, because it's Tanzania, like, nah, it's cool. Let Sir Jim do whatever. No. I need to call it out for what it is. And I have been an advocate for, like, I have been a spokesperson. I've been saying I don't trust Ineos. I need to follow through. I don't trust them. Will this deal benefit my country? Absolutely. Is my country going to get a boost in tourism? Absolutely, because already it is a tourism or a tourist destination. We get celebrities, we get people from all over the world. During COVID, our country was the only country that was open. We had beaches full of Russians just chilling there posted. They're like, yo, this is paradise, baby. This is Tanzania, baby. So we are that country, you know, the country that's like, I don't know, peaceful. They say we're peaceful. Our people don't really shake things up, nothing. So this deal is beneficial, and at the same time, it is not good. Because I don't believe my country has got that money to waste. Unless the deal that we are striking with Manchester United is immediately going to boost tourism, meaning that that 20 million that we're going to spend on these guys is going to be advertised and stuff. It's going to bring tourists immediately. Like that 20 million needs to be recouped. Needs to be recouped from all this stuff. So that was something that was very, very interesting. And then they mentioned that with this cooperation, like Manchester United could also boost sporting opportunities in Tanzania. Now that was exciting to me as a Manchester United fan, as a Manchester United lover. Like, I wish I was a kid now. Like, I wish I was like 17. Yeah, I wish I was 17, like Yamal. Like, I would have been so excited. This is a very good opportunity because say Sir Jim does build, let's say, an academy or sports facility here in Tanzania. Like, the players and the people that are here, you guys do not understand how big that is. That is huge. Our country is a beautiful country. It's big, but we are not robust. We are not, you know what I'm saying? Now, this helps us become, because we don't have people that are standing there and saying, listen, we want to take sports to the next level in my country. No, we need a little push. You know, we need a little push. We need some sponsor here and there. So as you can see, it's a double-edged sword. One side benefits for my country. Personally, I'm like, yo, this is a dream. You never know. I might even get a coaching gig, whatever. You know, those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But at the same time, it's like, Sir Jim, I see you for who you are and what you are trying to do. Are you trying to do what I think you're trying to do? Because you don't have money, blah, 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 blah. You know, so I was just a little bit skeptical about it. Yes, initial thought I was excited. And I switched off all common sense. Because I saw Manchester United, I saw Mama Samia. And I was just like, whoa, oh, what's going on? Manchester United in Tanzania? Ah! And I didn't deep it until I deeped it. And I realized that in a very strange way, it's like the blind leading the blind. Because People are complaining that, about jobs and there's no money in the country. Our club has got no money to spend on players, and then here are these beautiful people meeting, trying to strike a deal. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's like weird. But anyway, it is what it is, and that's where we are headed. I thought, as the Tanzanian representative of Glory Reds, I should just let you guys know what's going on. Anyway, to add on to that, we had messages. I mean, Mama Samia was presented with a jersey signed by all the players, a message from Ruben Amorim. You see, Ruben Amorim, we've been complaining about the obligations that he has, right? We've been complaining about him doing too many interviews, too many blah, blah, blah. I check around, I'm seeing him sending a shout out to my president, and I'm like, you see, this is exactly what we're talking about. These guys don't get a chance to focus on the football. They have got these little obligations. Do this for this president, do this for that one, do this. You guys need to do a sit down. You need to go there. You need to do this. I understand Manchester United is a global brand. We need to help and do all those things. But my God, when are we going to focus on the football? But I thought it was a nice touch. Ruben Amorim sent a message to the president. I thought that was heartwarming. I felt connected. I'm Tanzanian, guys. In case some of you have forgotten, I am Tanzanian. So him sending that message to Mama Samia was him sending a message to me. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I don't care. And then to top it off, Grandpa Fergie, who we thought was sacked by the club, who we thought wasn't involved with the club. I mean, when I saw this message, my heart melted. Like, it melted into my stomach. And I just said, you know what? God, please make this happen. Make this happen. Bring Manchester United to Tanzania. Let me be involved one way or another. Because is this a sign, God? Is this a sign? If Sir Alex Ferguson, Grandpa Fergie, is giving us a shout out. Now, obviously, he didn't specifically, but he spoke about the hospitality and the warmth of how Tanzania is. He's speaking to me, man. What are you talking about? I know you who is in Zimbabwe or Saudi Arabia right now. You're like, you're probably, But yeah, man, he was speaking to us. It's Alex Ferguson. That's the closest that I'll ever get to being even close to that man. Like him sending this message to Tanzanians. You know what I'm saying? So that was, man, like, I really enjoyed it. I really did. And I saw he met some of the football people here in Tanzania. He met the president of Yanga. I don't know what they spoke about. But look, I'm assuming football or sports in my country is about to take off. I don't know when. I don't know how. But these collaborations and these meetings are very, very good. This is something that I've been wishing for my country for years. I need more of it. We've had previous people trying to like Azam was trying to connect with Celta Vigo. I saw an article where Mo Deodi for Simba is there with Stuttgart. So I love this. I love that my country is collaborating with the outside world, the international football world, because we want our players. If we want to win the African Cup of Nations or the World Cup, which I know it's a stretch, our boys need to go and rub shoulders with the very best out there. It is imperative that happens because they will bring that experience. They will bring everything that they've learned out there into what we know already, and then just, help the team be what it is. I would love to see that. I would love to see more of that as well in athletics department in my country, but that's a story for another day. Right, moving on. Ruben Amorim, guys, I have a question for you. Do you think that we are overusing Bruno? Are you the fan that always has this? Now, perhaps I should speak for myself. I love Bruno. Ever since Roy Keane tore into him, he has never been the same. Literally, Bruno Fernandes has never been the same. He's just on levels, and I think he's gonna keep on growing. Like the way he's playing, it's gonna get better. Now, do you believe that we are overusing this guy? To a certain extent, yes. I mean, he's playing every single game, 90 minutes plus. Bruno Fernandes. Mr. Reliable. Huh? Always available, Mr. Cara. Hey, Makina Bruno Fernandes. A certain journalist asked Ruben Amorim during the presser, and I thought that was a very interesting and good question. He was like, look, Bruno Fernandes played against Lyon, and is he going to play against Newcastle? Because we're going to play Lyon again, and he's going to play that game, you know? And is he going to play? And basically Ruben Amorim's answer was brilliant. He basically said this along the lines of, look, there are certain players that we need to manage. And that's very, very understandable. We know that. We've got certain players that have just come back from injury, and we need to make sure that we don't aggravate that injury. We need to give them an opportunity to grow, to grow into that healing, basically. Like they're injured and then they slowly work their way back into fitness. So some players are at different stages of their fitness, so which requires different times to play, basically. Now Bruno is a very special specimen. Bruno El Magnifico de Máquina Bruno Fernandes is different. That guy is built different. You know what I'm saying? Is it a Portuguese thing? Because the law has that. I mean, he did have his struggles with injuries in the past, but he's been available. Like, he's been consistently available. Cristiano Ronaldo is somebody that hardly gets injured. Is it a Portuguese thing? Somebody let me know. But these guys are tough as nails. Bruno, so the gaffer just said, listen, Bruno Fernandes plays better with every game. And there are certain players that, you see, like Bruno. Bruno is a very classic example of a player that, now, don't misinterpret me. I'm trying to create an analogy, right? So, those alcoholics or those people that drink a lot, right? And every day, guys just keep on going. And then, for some reason, they have to stop, or they have to, they go through that withdrawal, right? They get sick. They become like, they don't know what's happening. They need that alcohol in that system. I believe Bruno's the same. I believe Bruno, if Bruno stops playing, he would start disintegrating. I feel like if Bruno stops playing, he will start getting these joint issues and these bones, and he will start picking up injuries. So he's unique in his own way. So I trust the gaffer in the way he's going to use Bruno. So, and I believe Bruno's going to play against Newcastle, and he's also going to play against Lyon. He's our skipper. He's our magnifico. He's the brains. He's the heart. He is the damu, the blood. He's the damu. Damu is blood in Swahili, by the way. So he's the blood. He's everything our club is. He's the air. Like, you take out Bruno, we are just. I do not even want to insult my family and my friends and my team, because, we are just. So, with that being said, I do agree that we are overusing Bruno. I am aware of that. I am also aware that at any time Bruno Fernandes can pick up an injury, and that is one of the scariest things that I think about, because players like that, usually if they are to get injured, like players that are consistently available, when they do pick up an injury that's serious, it usually takes them a very long time to get back. You know what I'm saying? It's a kind of like a game changer, because they're not used to it. It's one of those things where it just slows everything down, and it's just, So in that sense, I do worry, but I trust my magnifico. I trust Bruno Fernandes. Like, against Lyon, he was also on another level. Like, he took himself to a different stratosphere. I think he was having like an out-of-body experience, because, wow, he's just doing the business, So I'm happy. Onana. I know Pastor D has dived into this, talked about Onana. And, I think Pastor D was one of the first to actually sound the alarm and say, look, guys, I am done. Like this, no. No. He was the first. Like he was. I don't know what game it was actually, but it was under Ten Hag. I mean, Onana, that was a howler of all howlers, like the grand poobah of howlers. And D was like, nah, he checked out. And I believe I'd also checked out around that time, but we knew that he's our keeper. We knew for the next season he's the one who's going to be number one. There was no use for us to complain about Onana. In fact, I believe that's the same way with a lot of you Manchester United fans who are listening, who are watching. You're sitting to yourself, you're like, look, yes, we don't know why Ruben Amorim keeps playing Onana. Because Altay Bende has been good when he's made his cameos. His starts, he has been good. He's actually shown the fans, he's given them some sort of security, some sort of comfort in knowing that, man, we actually have a goalkeeper that is not really prone to mistakes. Onana, unfortunately, he's a character. You know, he's that guy. You know, he's Onana. You know, he gets into spats with ex-players. You know, I liked what he did. You know, I liked that little spat that they had. But again, like what everybody's saying, you know, you get into that, you need to back it up, and you don't back it up. And listening to Pastor D go on was hilarious. He was just like, bruh, you know, I didn't watch the first game, I didn't see the goal, but when I saw the goal, the first goal, I'm like, oh Onana, what did you do? I laughed because it's absolutely true. Now Onana didn't do himself justice with the way he performed. You know, he was supposed to, you know, in these games, it's like I said, the Yamals, the Michael Jordans, the Lionel Messis, the Cristiano Ronaldos, there are certain players that look for little things to spark rivalry or to get them psyched up, you know. And Onana, I don't know if that was one of his thingies. I don't know if it was a thing that like brings him out of his shell and, you know, shows him that he's, I don't know. But normally you are supposed to back it up. You talk the talk, you better walk the walk. It's that simple. And Onana didn't walk the walk. He walked and then, I don't know, stumbled and then sat down. I don't know, you know. But yeah, it was not a good one. Now, it has come out that Onana is in fear of his position at the moment because it looks like Ruben Amorim might drop him against Arsenal and give Altay Bende a chance. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen when that happens. We are going to have a solid game. Altay Bende is going to be so good that it's going to be like, it'll be so hard to say no. Like when the fans say, look, he needs to be the number one, it's going to be very difficult. Now, what are we going to do? We drop Onana, cool. We drop him and then we destroy his, like, what are we? Are we going to destroy his confidence? Because it's going to look like everybody's ganging up on him, but it's not. Like, we understand Onana, we love him, he's our goalkeeper, but he makes too many mistakes. And we're trying to protect him from that. We're trying to make him realize that, look, you can come back. There's an opportunity to come back. Because I kid you not, we have got no money to buy goalkeepers. We don't. So for us to start looking for goalkeepers is another headache. And I don't want, well, I do. Actually, I do. But I'm just saying, like, it's not a priority for us to get a goalkeeper. It's something that at the back. But then now it's a problem now because we can't carry on with Onana next season. No ways. No ways. We want trying to challenge for any kind of cups and stuff like that. We don't need to be leaking. Because you look at our defense is not bad. It's not perfect. And it's not amongst the best, but I swear to you, it is solid. So you put a goalkeeper in there that just makes sense. It is done. These little mistakes that we are always holding our breaths. Like, Onana is the one goalkeeper that, as a fan, you watch, when he makes those brilliant super saves, you don't even praise him. You don't even clap because you're like, fuck. You are at the same time, you're so capable of letting in a howler or just an easy goal. So it's like praising him for something that he's supposed to routinely do just feels like, you know. So normally when he makes those big saves, unless like there was a save that he did that I did clap. Like I did. But those are like the ones where I'm like, look, I don't want you to concede. We are trying everything in our power to not concede, and here you are. So save it. So I'll be clapping in like whoo! Nice block. Good, good. But not like I'm like, yes, you're the best. You've saved our lives. No, I don't do that. So with Onana, it's time. It's time. Ruben Amorim. In fact, let me just say this. I never said it enough because I loved Eric Ten Hag. But I did mention at the time that one of the biggest mistakes that we've made was getting rid of David De Gea. Me and Pastor D, we were in harmony with that. We were upset. We didn't understand it, especially the way they dealt with it and the way they treated David De Gea. It goes on like no communication whatsoever. He thinks he's coming back to literally cement himself in that legendary status. But now, Manchester United have got other plans. Now, Eric Ten Hag, yes. Now, we had this thing back and forth with the players who has a say. Definitely, Onana, Eric Ten Hag had a say. Definitely had a say. I believe he pushed for it because obviously with David De Gea, his salary, maybe they were scared that he was not going to negotiate good salary. But I believe David De Gea was going to reduce because at the time, if I'm not mistaken, David De Gea was our highest paid goal player amongst our highest paid earners at the club. So it made sense. It made sense in the way they did that thing, but they screwed up. Onana is a very good goalkeeper. He's a shot stopper. I'm pretty sure in a different team, he's a very good ball-playing goalkeeper. But for Manchester United at the moment, he's just not good enough. He's not good enough at all. And we need to wake up to that. So, yeah. And I've been seeing reports that we're looking to buy Suzuki. Remember Suzuki? The young boy, the Japanese young boy. He's like, I think he's 19, 20. He's very young. I don't think he's over 23. That's basically what I'm saying. He's the same profile as Onana, ball-playing goalkeeper, but because he's younger and because he's, I think we are not going to get what Onana brings. Onana is a showman, He's like Fabian Barthez, like that goalkeeper from Colombia with the scorpion kick. Goalkeepers that have got this character about them. And that's what Onana is. That's what Onana does. He's very good, but at the same time, he's very bad. Now, for Manchester United, we need very good, and that's it. We don't need and very bad. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So, yeah. If we need to move forward, we need to get rid of Onana. Yes, there are goalkeepers that are out there being touted. I did mention Suzuki. But, this goalkeeper situation is a real deal. But I think we need to try Altay. Let's see where it goes. Let Altay prove to us that he's not the right number 2. Do you understand? But he has shown that to us this season in the games that he played. So give him the opportunity. It's not fair. Last but not least, like I said, special shout out to Leny Yoro. Man, when we signed this boy, I was blown away. It is the single thing I accredit special thanks, like Ineos and everybody else that was involved with this Leny Yoro deal. You guys have no idea. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't know if you realize how the gravity or how serious or how big stealing Leny Yoro from Real Madrid was. Like, this player is truly the future, the true definition of a hybrid modern day center back. Very comfortable on the ball. Speed, can tackle, can attack, has got that sixth sense, tracking back. He's brilliant. So if there's one thing that I would ever praise Ineos is this. Thank you for bringing Leny Yoro to Manchester United. Because Real Madrid were coveting this kid. Imagine Leny Yoro right now helping Real Madrid beat Arsenal or make it, because to the next stage of the Champions League. Real Madrid right now are struggling because they don't have Leny Yoro. They don't have a defender. When they failed to get Leny Yoro, they just gave up because they wanted Leny Yoro to. You see, like I said, they're bullies. We are Real Madrid. We bring Champions League trophies. We are Real Madrid, Los Blancos. True. You come to us for free. We don't pay you. We don't pay. We don't pay agent fees and transfer fees. Now you come to us for free. You come to us for free. That's Real Madrid. And that's what they're trying to do with Leny Yoro. But I guess Sir Dave and his people, Ineos, whoever was involved, thank you. You guys decided now we'll pay extra. We'll pay extra for this, but we'll get him. I don't know who it was who identified that Leny Yoro is for the future. Generational talent. I don't know who it was, but you did a very good job in doing that. I salute you, and I'm happy. I know it's one game in so many where you got to see Leny Yoro do his thing, but in the strangest way possible, I expected Leny Yoro to be comfortable. That was his league. That was where he dominated with Lille. So I expected Leny Yoro to be comfortable. I did. I expected him to express himself, do his thing, be himself. He's French. That's home. He might not be from Lyon, maybe he's from Paris, but he's home. So I expected him to have a stellar game, and he had one of those games where you just be like, my guy, salute. What a game. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Glory Reds podcast. It is me, Don Benito, all the way from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Peace.